everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 7 things that you should never do with the steering wheel. That's right, these are 7 things that you should absolutely, under no conditions, never do with your steering wheel. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 1 is let go of the steering wheel completely. Okay, you should always have at least one hand on your steering wheel. Now, I do this from time to time as well. If I'm filming a video and I'm talking, I might go like this for a quick moment, but really you shouldn't be doing it, and I will admit myself, but I totally understand if from time to time, for a quick moment, you let go of the steering wheel, right? I understand that it's natural sometimes, but you should try to avoid it at all costs, okay? Never do it with the steering wheel because you have no control. And if it does happen, make sure it's only for a quick moment, because then, you know, you can go like this and come back on, and it really reduces the level of danger massively than if your hands are off for an extended period of time. Number 2, hold the horn down for long. Now, I put this on here because your horn is almost certainly going to be on your steering wheel. And if you hold your horn down for a long time, not only will it, number 1, annoy the living daylights out of other drivers and pedestrians. Because you're in your car, it's not that loud to you, but what about that pedestrian walking down the road? It's going to be super loud for them, especially if they have sensitive hearing. So don't do it for that reason, but number 2, you can burn out your horn, okay? I've done it before when I held my horn down for a long time. Back in the day, I'm not going to go over details, but, you know, someone won a championship in sports, and I was young. I was like 17 years old, driving my mom's car, and, you know, we were all honking. Everybody in the whole city was honking, and all of a sudden, I was like, what's going on here? The horn went. The horn completely blew. It didn't work anymore, so just don't do it, okay? Horns aren't cheap, and they're really, you know, a pain to install. They're not hard to install, but it's a pain to do, so just don't do it. Number 3, don't sit too close to the steering wheel. Mom, I'm looking at you if you're watching this. Don't sit too close to the steering wheel. My mom drives like this, and I love her with all my heart. She's the best mother that a child could have ever asked for, okay? Like this. And I see so many people doing this, okay? What are you doing? Back up! Don't sit too close. How are you going to steer like that in an emergency situation? Okay, I was exaggerating a little bit, but I see people driving so close all the time like this. Back up. You need a good angle with your arms and a good angle with your legs. Back up. Adjust your seat. And most cars have an adjustable steering wheel too. Adjust it. Okay? You can even telescope it in and out. Right? So, you know, don't sit too close to the steering wheel. Number 4, just picture my mom like this. Number 4, don't let it obstruct your view. You never want to let your wheel obstruct your view. You should see a few things. All of your gauges on your dashboard and up ahead, okay? If I move the steering wheel up, I can't go any further than this, any higher than this. But let's say my chair was further down. I wouldn't be able to see all the gauges, and I wouldn't be able to see the road with the steering wheel like that, so I would have to adjust it. Never let it obstruct your view. You want your steering wheel to go directly over your gauges and then under your windshield. You want it to line up like that, okay? And even this way, when your hands are on here, you can still kind of see everything, okay? Number 5, do not grip it firmly, okay? You ever see people, they're driving and then they lose control of the steering wheel and they have to grab it like that? Don't do it. Have a firm grip of the steering wheel. Now, you want to have a firm but flexible grip on the steering wheel. You want to grip it firmly, but you want it to also be flexible where you don't want to drive like this. You don't want to be like sort of like staccato, as we call it in music, right? You want to still be smooth and sort of like suave, as we call it, okay? That's not a musical term, that's just what I said. But anyways, you know, you want to make sure you're gripping it firmly and you have a solid grip of that steering wheel, okay? So number 5, never not grip it firmly. Number 6, never bounce it off the range of motion ends. So you have a range of motion on your steering wheel. Steer all the way to the left, it's going to stop. Steer all the way to the right, it's going to stop. What you don't want to do is steer so hard that you go hard and you bounce it off the end. Don't do that. I did that in our other vehicle that we have, because in most cars, your range of motion is going to be 3 full turns for your steering wheel, from right to left and left to right, right? In the other car, it's actually only 2.5, which is really cool. It's interesting, but I didn't know that. So now it's steering all the way to the left. I was expecting it to go to here, but instead it only ended up going to here. So I bounced it really hard off the ends when I first was learning to drive it. Now I've mastered it. I've become used to it, accustomed to it. But, you know, I did it at the beginning, and it's not good for your steering, okay? Number 7, never steer back and forth too quickly. Now, We've probably all done this when we first got our license. You know, you're blasting music, and the two things, you push your brakes to the car like this, you make your car go like this to the beat of the song, right? That's number one. I'm just having memories of me doing that when I was younger. Yes, we all did it. And number two, you know, you steered back and forth really quickly to the beat of the song as well. We've all done it, okay? But don't do it. It's really bad for your suspension, and it puts a crazy amount of wear and tear on your tires. Did you know that? By steering back and forth quickly, okay, it puts a crazy amount of wear and tear on your tires. If you have to do it to swerve and avoid an emergency driving situation, then by all means do it. Safety comes first. But don't do it for fun, okay? Trust me. I know, like I said, I did it too when I was younger, but it was a horrible decision, and I probably wore the living daylights out of my parents' tires on their cars, okay? That's it. Well, I only drove my mom's car. My dad didn't let me drive his car anyways. But basically, I wore the living daylights out of my mom's car's tires. So just don't do it. Avoid it. Get over it as soon as you can. If you did it, just put an end to it, okay? That's it. Those are 7 things you should never do with the steering wheel of your car. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.